Better Way Forward program. The program is enrolling residents at the Gateway Network into our Duke City Ambassador program. For more details on the program, I turn it over to Mayor Tim Keller.
All right, well, it was a few months ago before the holidays that we announced that we were bringing back, and in a better way, the Better Way Forward program. And this program is in many ways very simple. The idea is that a lot of folks just need a job, some meaningful work, gives them a paycheck and gives them everything that comes with that, whether it's the personal dignity and satisfaction or it's the actual funding to find things like housing and food and so forth. And so what this program is about is taking folks who are experiencing unhoused challenges and homelessness challenges and offering them a job to actually help our city, in this case with the Duke City Ambassadors, helping keep our city clean and doing some other modest maintenance and safety activities in downtown and also up in Nob Hill and sometimes other parts of our city. So we're pleased to announce that this program is up and running. We've got a handful of folks in it right now. We got another handful in the queue that we're interviewing. And we also want to let folks know that we're going to try and scale this throughout this year because the folks who are in it, and we're going to talk about some of them today, really in many ways think that it is the right fit. It's a job you can do right away. You don't need a whole lot of training for, but it also gets folks outside, gets folks connected with other coworkers, and really helps reintegrate folks from the street back into a more sustainable and collaborative way with even folks around our community. So I would also just say that, of course, this is fundamentally a basic concept. It is empowerment through employment. That's what it's about. And so this program for us gets people off the street and onto a payroll. Now, the final thing that I'll just share before we introduce some other folks is that, again, we want to expand this, but we also want to acknowledge when we announce this, you know, we have people right now, right behind us, who are literally living at our shelters. And now they're able to get employment. And so the idea is they won't be living there forever. Soon their situation will change. That's what we want to see throughout the Gateway system. So this is the employment side of the Gateway work that the city's doing, in addition to the career services that we offer at some of our facilities with our nonprofits. But behind all this is, of course, a couple of things. The Duke City Ambassador Program. So we're going to hear from them in a minute, but I'm going to bring up the Director of Housing and Homelessness, who helps place folks through his team's work, Gilbert Ramirez.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gilbert Ramirez. I am the Director for Health, Housing, and Homelessness, and very excited to be able to give you this kind of update since the last time we addressed this. So I wanted to start off with a few things to address questions that I received as to what is the difference between this program and a day labor program, right? And really what we are working toward developing, it's a salaried employment program. And the reason that's important and why that's different is that, like myself and many of you all have predictable bills coming in the near future. You've got utility bills, you've got gas bills, you've got food bills. When you have a day labor program, the funding you get is dependent on the day, the hours you work, and if the funding is available. A salaried employment program brings a different kind of niche to that, and it addresses three real important things. One, you have a predictable salary, which leads you to a path of more sustainable living in the future should you get housed. We all need to know, am I going to have a paycheck that can cover my bills at the end of the week? And when you do day labor type work, it's unpredictable. Salaried employment is predictable, and it allows us to lead to a path of sustainable housing, and that's very important. Secondly, it allows individuals to be able to work toward a path of what is the process to gain employment. I believe we have one individual on the team, their very first job. If you recall how hard it is to be able to do that, you require that support, but you should know the skills and the paperwork and everything else you need to be able to obtain that employment, and that's a life skill that's going to help you. So again, remembering, stability and predictability in a salary actually helps with housing retention, and that's our goal. Two, as the mayor mentioned, employment enhances dignity. If you have a job and you know that you've attained that, you now have goals you can set for yourself because you know the income coming in to achieve those goals. That improves your mental health, and that also helps you reintegrate into society, that you feel good about yourself, that you have an employed job, you show up every day, your work is meaningful, and that you have money coming as a result of the employment you do. And then lastly, I do want to close with, this reduces ultimately reliance on other emergency services that are very costly. If you have to use a shelter every night, we know those shelters are expensive because our department oversees them and they do cost money. If you have to depend on food through other resources or organization, that costs money. And or if you don't have a place to heal, you end up in the ER, they discharge you, you're back in the street, and then that never heals and you're back into the emergency room. Stability in housing is important, and employment and a salaried employment program is really what this is about. So I wanted to really address that because I've received so many questions as to why is this different and why and or could it be better. We have a handful of individuals already in the program, several going through the interviews. All of those pieces, despite the fact it might take a little longer to get the job and get on the force, allows you to go through a process. It's a life skill and will help you ultimately through your path of retaining housing and meeting those goals. So that is super important. I do want to say that we are very appreciative, Block by Block, and the work that they're doing. Our ambassador program has been great, and this idea not only launched quickly, but we already have the fruits of individuals been hired and are now working, others in the pipeline for interviews, and a few other that are being screening. Our staff at the shelters have been prioritizing identifying individuals and getting that done. And so we look forward to continue to grow the program, as the mayor said, but more importantly, making sure that we're thinking long-term, not short-term, that salaried employment programs are a better way to help our individuals who are unhoused and get them on a pathway, hopefully, to housing and retention of housing. Thank you.
And now for more on logistics on the program, we do have the manager of the Duke City Ambassador Program, who is also managing the Better Way Forward program, Deandra Cole.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Deandra Cole. I'm the project manager of the Duke City Community Ambassador Program, and I'm honored to share how we create real opportunities for our most vulnerable residents through the Better Way Forward program. At the heart of the Better Way Forward is a simple but powerful belief: everyone deserves dignity, purpose, and a chance to succeed. Through this program, we are connecting individuals experiencing homelessness with meaningful work, resource, and most importantly, a path to stability. As Duke City ambassadors, we're offering people a chance to beautify our public spaces while helping residents and visitors experience the best that our city has to offer. We're encouraging them to act as liaisons for the city, sharing their stories with those currently experiencing homelessness in the effort to connect them with city services and resources that can help them get on their own path to stability. Every day they're out in the community helping businesses, greeting residents and visitors, and taking pride in the work that they do. Right now, we currently have 4 hardworking individuals on our team through the Better Way Forward program, 2 that did start this week, and we're in the process of hiring 6 more, bringing our total to 10 employees who will be making a real difference. Every new team member trains with an experienced ambassador for at least 2 weeks, learning cleaning protocols and building relationships with local businesses and residents. Once they complete their training, they become part of our regular rotation, ensuring a seamless transition and strong community connections. In just a short time, I've seen firsthand how this program has changed lives. Having jobs provides more than just a paycheck. It builds confidence, it teaches responsibility, and helps individuals set both short and long-term goals. It's about stability, dignity, and opportunity to be able to move forward. And this is just the beginning. We're excited to grow this program and continue providing opportunities for individuals to find stability, fulfillment, and succeed. Thank you.
And with that, we can open it up for any questions that y'all might have. No questions? Thank you, guys.